I am Prof.V.N.Rajasekharan Pillai. I have been in the science teaching and scientific research and science administration in the country for the last 40-45 years. I'm a professor of chemistry basically. Did research in organic chemistry. Now I am heading a private university in Rajasthan, Mewar University. I was also the Principal Secretary for Science and Technology in the Government of Kerala. I was in the University Grants Commission. I was in the National Assessment and Accreditation Council. I was also Vice Chancellor of 2 universities in Kerala. I am extremely glad that Vijnan Bharati is launching a new portal, Science India portal. This is mainly intended for creating awareness among school children and school teachers about the opportunities of science and the relevance of science and the impact of science. Everybody is asking what is the impact, what is the use of doing this basic science in this country, what are we going to get out of it. This question is always there. If you just look at all the technological innovations in this country and all over the world, you can see that it is because of the fundamental and basic researches, basic studies carried out by eminent scientists from this country and all over the world. Such technological revolutions are happening. It is very important for a science student or a science researcher to understand the context of the science or scientific research he or she is doing. The relevance of science in society, the relevance of science in development, science and technology in rural development. There are large number of examples around us, but it may not be very evident. We only see the result and fruits of these particular technologies, but we do not understand how much fundamental investigation, how many scientists for years have worked worked in various laboratories to get such technological breakthroughs. So to find out an immediate use of a basic study or a basic investigation, it will be difficult. But if you just look at the the information technology innovations and the communication revolution which has happened all over the world, it is because of the basic studies in physics, mathematics. Many of these information and communication technology breakthroughs have happened. For example, whether it be quantum mechanics or whether it be studies on light, all these fundamental investigations contributed to such technological revolutions. And then, in order to understand the real relevance of science in the society, the students and the teachers should also understand the problems of the society. How, for example, environment, pure water, drinking water availability, agriculture, all these things are sustained, and also the overall sustainable development is controlled by basic science. So an understanding of the nature, understanding the basic sciences, the basic principles is very necessary for a holistic understanding of the application and use of science. There are a large number of institutions very specifically working on science and development at the national level and at the global level, whether it be at the United Nations level, or under different organizations across the world, such activities are happening. Of course, when it comes to school curriculum or college curriculum, such things are not really seen. But it is very important that whatever we teach in the science classes, it is a text of knowledge and skills. And this text of knowledge and skills, which is science, has to be understood with the context of the society. And the context of the society is not just determined by knowledge and skills alone. There are a number of other things which determines or which controls the context of the society. It is ever changing. It changes from place to place. The context of the society in a village in a southern state in this country could be totally different from the context of the society in a village in a northern state in the country. Similarly, the context of the society in this country will be totally different from the context of the society in a developed country like USA or some such countries. So along with science, one should understand the context of the society around, context of the society in which we live. And with a proper understanding of the context of the scientific knowledge in the society, I think the students and the practitioners of science and also the policymakers in science will understand, will appreciate the role of science in development and also for sustaining a society with real appreciation or real control of the environment and all these things. And science is essentially for enhancing the quality of life and life management systems. When we say that it is for enhancing the quality of life, life is not just livelihood alone. Life in its entirety, life of not just the mankind, life of the animal kingdom, plant kingdom, life in the environment. All these things are part of life. This is interconnected. So, if we want to apply science for enhancing the quality of life and life management system, we should understand these parameters of life in its entirety. And this is where compartmentalization of learning science prevents us in probably getting a total understanding of science. And therefore, it is very important that the learning of science and doing of science and application of science should be with a proper understanding of its ramifications in society or its relevance in society. And this context of the society is ever changing. It is very dynamic in nature. Maybe you will see fast changes happening in the society. So along with these dynamic changes in the society, science should be learned, science should be practiced, science should be applied.